we're gonna be going over some tips for your EPA test. So we're gonna wait for some people to get in here first. So this is gonna be for your EPA 608. Alright, so for your EPA 608. So for your EPA 608, that is your HVAC certification to be able to purchase and handle refrigerant. Let me see. Okay, so you get your EPA 608 to be able to purchase and handle a refrigerant. Now, today I will be sharing some EPA tips that will make the test easier, and it will you will just you just read these words and you will know it's like keywords, and you will know the answer like right away. You don't have to go throughout the whole question. So your EPA test mainly it consists of 100 questions, but they have a total of more than 500 questions to choose from. So you never know which test you're actually gonna get. But most of the tips I'm gonna share here is for questions that is gonna be in every single test. So yeah, the EPA is separated in sections. So you got your core, which is 25 questions. They're all gonna be 25 questions. So you got your core, your high pressure, which is type 1, your medium pressure, which is type 2, and your low pressure, which is type 3. Now, a tip that I say before you start before you start the EPA test or any section is just remember what section you're on, because let's say on type 1 they could ask you the same question that they ask you on type 3, and you will have different answers just because it's low pressure. So I'll start with the tips right now. And like I said, these tips that I'm sharing will be on questions on every test. It doesn't matter what part of the test you take. It's gonna be a question like this on every single test. So first one, I have it written down. I have more tips, but I just forget sometimes, and when I remember, I just write them down. So, first indicator of a leak. So there is gonna be a question that asks you what is an indicator of a leak. So an indicator of a leak, that is basically a keyword. Once you see that word, you know the answer is gonna be excessive superheat. So indicator of a leak, excessive superheat. Um, Leak percentage. Now you have three leak percentage. You have industrial, you have commercial, and you have comfort cooling. Now it's always gonna start with like a date in 2019, the leak rate, the maximum leak rate percentage or whatever. But yeah, leak rate percentage. You got commercial, industrial, and comfort cooling. So industrial is always gonna be 30%. So once you see industrial, you don't really have to worry about the rest of the question. You see industrial, the leak rate is gonna be 30%. You see commercial, the leak rate for that it is 20%, and comfort cooling it is gonna be 10% leak rate. The other one that I have that you are gonna get like 3 or 4 questions like this throughout your test is gonna be a process of cleaning, process of removing, a process of uh, handling refrigerant, something like that. But the process of, once it says cleaning refrigerant, it is always gonna be a recycling. So once it says the process of cleaning refrigerant, or it has like cleaning refrigerant, it is always gonna be recycling. And it always starts with the process. You don't gotta really worry about the process, but if it starts with the process, it's gonna be one of those like recycling and all that. So the process of cleaning is recycling. Now when it's the process of cleaning, but it does have chemical analysis at the end, it is gonna be reclaiming. So cleaning by itself is recycling. Cleaning with chemical analysis at the end, that is reclaiming. Another one is removing. Once it is a process of removing refrigerant, of course you're removing it, so you're recovering the refrigerant. And yeah, that's the tips I have right now written down. That's the ones I remember. Another one that I just remember, one question is gonna be cut off a PSI. I don't exactly remember what question is it, because there's a lot, but you are gonna have a question that's like the cutoff PSI. A cutoff, once you see cutoff control, it is gonna be 10 PSI. So that's like a keyword. I always read a cutoff control and I know it's 10 PSI. Another one, just thinking, is a substitute, a refrigerant substitute. There's no such thing as a substitute, so that's another one. Um, no, drop off. Yeah, drop off substitute. There's no such thing as a drop off substitute. Yeah, that's the ones I can think of right now. Once I think of more that I have more, I'll just write them down, and I'll do more. I'll share more tips. I'm not getting a. That's a gay. Not going to put on gay. We do need more though. Wanna buy some R12? No. We have storage. Favorite meal of the day. My favorite meal of the day. Diagnosis equals problem solving. Um, as favorite meal of the day. Favorite meal of the day is just, I don't really eat breakfast like that. I don't like to eat breakfast. The only way I eat breakfast, which might be weird, but I just eat a steak for breakfast, and I don't really eat breakfast like that. I don't like eating before 12. Sometimes I got to because everyone's human, but I don't like eating before 12. I am a refrigerant technician, retired. So yeah, I don't like eating before 12. I used to do a lot of intermittent fasting, and I'm trying to get back on it because I just like how more energetic and everything I was. I used to feel better and go to the gym more. But yeah, I stopped doing intermittent fasting, and now I'm trying to get back on it. But I still don't like to eat breakfast before 12. So my favorite meal of the day would just have to be like lunch. And that's what I eat, like something like a really big meal. Like not really big, but big for me. Like I eat steak, eggs, and sometimes I have a little mashed potatoes. I'm trying to cut out the rice, but yeah, I eat rice too. So I like to eat a lot of types of meat, like steak, chicken, all of that. All right, so yeah, that's the tips for today. Um, my class is gonna get here like at 8:30. So yeah, that's the tips for today, and I will be sharing more tips once I write them down. And um, yeah, once I write them down, I'll make sure to make another live and share more tips about the EPA for you guys. And that's what I do in here. I teach the EPA class. So the EPA 608 class, we have the lab next door, with all the wiring and bracing. I was teaching a bracing class the other day, but all the wiring, the bracing, uh, pipe cutting, uh, extending. You get to know all the tools, the major tools that you're gonna use, and yeah. And in here I just put I just like approve time for students that need to make up time, and I just teach the EPA class. And so far, the way I teach it, most students have told me that they like it more. Instead of just focusing on 100 questions, they do it by section, which I tell them to do it by section, just to like focus on 25 questions, then bring it up to me. I'll check it for you, and just reach retry the ones you got wrong. Like the ones you got right, you already know them, and even like since you know them, I give you another paper so you can just basically redo it with the ones you got right and retry the ones you got wrong. So yeah, lots of special tools needed. Yes, cool topic. I am. So yeah, yeah, my people are gonna get here in like 9 minutes. So today I'm not really teaching that much. It is Saturday, so I'm over here just helping student do makeup hours if they need makeup hours. Like this whole course, like all three levels. I'm the last level, the EPA. I guess you're ready for the EPA, and you just take it. If you pass, you don't gotta worry about it. But if you failed any section, you just gotta pay $50. And let's say you pass all the sections except let's say type 2. All you gotta worry about is taking type 2 again. You don't have to worry about taking all the other parts. That's how we do it over here. And yeah, right now I'm just helping students for makeup time if they need makeup. This is 600 hours, so they need their 600 hours before they graduate or their EPA gets sent off to be checked, and they get it in like 2 weeks after that. But yeah, they're about to get here, so I'll try to write down more tips, and I'll share with you guys next time I do it live. Peace.